Macro Detectors is the fastest growing manufacturer in the industry, and for good reason. Many detectorists, including Mike Hare, call us the most innovative, but we are so much more than that. We listen to and care about our customers. We also offer a wide range of detectors to fit all of your needs. Come check out all of our products today at www.noctadetectors.com. Detectors for everyone, everywhere, a lifetime.
Welcome to the UK's first metal detection podcast. It's All Metal Mode UK with your host from across the pond, Mr. Michael Hare.
Hello, everybody. This is Mike Hare, and you're listening to the All Metal Mode UK podcast. So tonight, Mr. Sadler will not be joining us again. He is still on vacation. I'm going to apologize now. I'm having some sinus issues and issues with my voice over it and stuff, so I apologize. Bear with me tonight. Hopefully, with having Pete and everybody on, the whole gang, I won't be talking too much. So, there you have it. Don't forget to check out archmdmag.com. That's archmdmag.com. You can follow us on Facebook at All Metal Mode Podcast UK, Metal Detecting UK Dirt Fishing, Archaeology and Metal Detecting Magazine, Archaeology and Metal Detecting Group. You can also find us on Spreaker. You can go to Spreaker. You can download the show live or listen to us live. You can listen to it from Spreaker. You can also download it and listen to it on the go. iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, and there's even other iTunes affiliates that I'm not sure of. If you go out and Google All Metal Mode UK, you'll find us all over the place. Tell your friends, family, grandparents, grandma, we don't care. Tell everybody that might be interested. ArchMD Mag, looking for articles for their printed magazine. Great opportunity to get published. It doesn't have to be all hoards and gold coins. It can be quirky, fun, educational, anything like that. Get a hold of Luke Higgins or Mr. Dave Sadler. They will help you out any way they can. Make sure you can get your article published. If you're tuning in, especially if you're new and you want to jump in chat, we would love that. We have some great conversations as the shows are going on. Once you're in the show, a bar is going to come up across the bottom, a rectangle bar with your pause button, play button, and if you click on that, then there will be a chat bubble. And just click on that chat bubble and you'll end up in chat. I think you've got to sign up. I think you can do it through Facebook. It's really simple. But yeah, join us in chat. We would love it. So right now we're going to start off with Mr. Pete Terrell. How you doing, Pete?
Very well, Mike. How are you?
I'm okay. My sinus is a little messed up. Other than that, I'm doing great though.
Good. How's things in the States? What's it like
hot.
over there?
I haven't been out in weeks metal detecting. It's been right at 100 degrees and just crazy hot here.
I have seen that it's been a bit stonking.
Yeah. I've been out for short little bits, and that's about all I can take. I don't handle this weather very well.
No, well, it's like us over here. We're not used to it, I think, is the problem. So when we get a bit of a heat wave, it's like the world's about to end.
Right. Yeah, I'm from Ohio, although I've been here in Texas a few years. Hot in Ohio is, maybe a week of 90 degrees, and here in Texas, it's been right at 100, probably going on a month now, and then probably at least another month of it. So no fun. I miss it. I do think my co-host, Gypsy Jules, I don't know if you know who she is. She's on the Garrett team. Yeah, great person. She's my co-host on the All Metal Mode show. And she just got back from Florida, and when she gets settled in, we're going to go do some beach hunting here next week or two.
Oh, perfect.
So, yeah.
I do.
Get out and get in some water.
Cool down a bit.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. How you been?
Yeah, really well. Really well. Yeah.
How's this? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go on.
I was going to ask, how's the second shop doing?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult, Mike, because we've just come out of our quiet period because whilst all the crops are grown, you can't detect. If you can't detect, then generally you don't go and treat yourself to a new metal detector that you can't go and use. So,
right.
We've just had our quiet period. Same time every year, crops are just starting to come off. So it's picking up now. And yeah, both showrooms doing really well.
Good.
Thankfully. Yeah.
Good. That's great. And you're getting ready to pick up. When's the crops start coming off there?
They've started. So rape usually comes off towards the end of July, and our office is next to some farmers' fields. I noticed when I got in my car this morning, he's definitely been taking the stubble off because my car was covered in what looked like either wheat or barley. So something's happening out there, which is good.
Good.
And then we've got a nice bit of stubble to try to bash our way through for a few weeks.
Oh, yeah, that's never fun, is it? I do a lot of field hunting here in the States. That's my favorite thing to do. But it's kind of different than what you guys are doing because I'm looking for houses in the 1800s. Don't laugh at me, Pete. Just don't make fun of me.
Those real historical ones.
Yeah, 1800s, and we're doing pretty good. Yeah. So jealous. Hey, while I've got you on, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I've been talking. He's in chat tonight, Adam Biggin, and I'm not going to talk about his personal stuff, but he had some stuff come up that kind of set him back, and he's wanting to get into metal detecting. He's been saving money. Do you deal in used detectors?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we don't do a huge amount because, I don't know, probably wrongly, we encourage customers to, if they've got second-hand stuff, to sell it themselves because you're always going to get a better price selling privately than a business will get with our business overhead. So just talking as a detectorist, we always recommend people just sell it privately. But, yeah, we've got a pre-love section of our website that we put stuff on as soon as it comes in. So I think today a Deus has gone up on there and an Amphibio. So, quite regularly we add stuff to it.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see him get into metal detecting. He's really, really excited and just saving up and trying to find the right one. And I told him to get a hold of you and join us in chat. And, maybe somebody might have something for sale in his price range. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I've just seen him in the chat, actually. He seems pretty chuffed that he's been name-checked.
Good times. I understand the whole used thing because it's hard. And then, you can't lose money, and you never know what a used detector will bring. So you've got to, give lower amount than, and you might have to sit on it for weeks or months and, I say to everyone, any dealer, and I don't think this matters if it's detecting, if you go and buy a new car. As a dealer, top tip, if you come to us and you really want to trade a machine in, at least clean it, because if it's dirty, you're going to lose money. But if you come to a dealer with cash money or
debit credit card. We'd much prefer that than a dirty machine that we have to clean, take photos of, add to the website. So all of those things get taken into account. So if you've got the ability to sell privately, I'd always recommend you do it.
Yes, I agree. I absolutely agree too. So there's already a little bit of talk going on. Adam said he's looking at the Simplex, and we're going to talk about the Simplex a little bit, I believe.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. So an exciting week this week, as you know, Mike. So Simplex has been in the planning stage for what seems like an eternity, but all for the right reasons, making sure that the product is exactly right and has everything in it that we think, or certainly not to macro think, someone at that sort of price pointed machine wants in a unit. So this week we've officially announced the pre-order stage. A nice little teaser video was put out that Dilek's been working on over in Turkey for a little while now.
Love the video.
That's been launched. Yeah, I do as well. And when I got the opportunity to have a look at the script prior to it being recorded, I really love it. I think it's got a little bit of humour in there as well. Yeah, I think it says what it needs to say. But yeah, really, really excited for Simplex landing. It's one of those machines, when I first saw it, I was excited then, and as it's progressed through the process, it's going to be a great unit. I can't wait to get stock in and start seeing the feedback coming back from it.
Yeah, you and I have talked about this, that, you know, it's the first time I've ever been excited about an entry-level detector, and I believe you agreed with me when we discussed that. Now, can you tell us a little more about the details now? Back then you couldn't share anything. Can you share?
Oh, yeah, I can share whatever you want shared now, Mike. So everything's out there. I'm more than happy for everyone to know everything about the Simplex. What do you want to know? It looks like there's a few people in chat that have already started asking questions, so maybe we could rattle through and answer some of those before we answer them all accidentally.
Yep.
I'll just pick some out. I may miss a few of them, but Graham Stokes, if you had the choice between Garrett 400 or the Simplex, what would you choose? Graham, we sell Garrett, and Garrett, as you know as well, Mike, Garrett Ace have had that part of the market for, God, it seems like forever, but certainly at least 10 years. And do you know what? The Garrett Ace products are spot on and do exactly what someone needs them to do. What we're now seeing, because we've got obviously 2 product releases coming this year that people know about or have certainly been teased about. And with Simplex, why I would choose that over possibly a Garrett Ace, it's waterproof. So if you're down on the beach, if you're messing around near streams, if it drops in the water, it doesn't matter. It's waterproof down to 10 meters as well. So it's really not a problem. I'm saying 10 meters, that might be 10 feet. I'll check that. But also it's rechargeable, so you don't have to worry about forgetting to take spare batteries with you. The aggravation of changing the batteries just there, plus a lot more as well. So personally, Graham, I would pick Simplex over a Garrett Ace, but different things for different people. That's why there's not one machine out there for everyone. It is 10 feet, not 10 meters.
We're not going to answer that question, Graham. No, just no.
Do you know what? I won't discuss this particular question that Graham's just put in there, but anyone in the chat can obviously see it. I never knew this was a thing until
Me neither.
I was saying to Luke last night, about 6 weeks ago, it got brought to my attention. Never even knew it. And that's a good thing, I think, that I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, when the name come out, I got bombarded with, oh my God, I can't believe they're naming it this. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I'm like, oh man. But no, I am certain that's not where it got its name. I can guarantee.
Absolutely.
No. Well, maybe it'll. Well, no, let's not go there. So now, a few questions I have. What kilohertz is that thing running at?
So 12 kilohertz.
Nice.
It does have a frequency shift in it as well for EMI, that sort of stuff. So fixed frequency 12 kilohertz, which for me, and you've detected a long time, kind of 12, 13 kilohertz is really that sweet spot that you would want. If you've got one frequency, that's the sort of frequency range that you'd want to be operating at.
Yeah, good frequency.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. What about the coils? I know Delic had discussed about whether or not she talked about coils being interchangeable with their lineup of the multi-cruiser and Amphibio. Do you know if this will be?
It won't be. So technically it's got the same fitting as Cruiser and Amphibio, so it's the same waterproof connector. However, the coils won't be interchangeable between Simplex and Cruiser Amphibio.
Okay.
So at launch, the Simplex Plus will come with the 11-inch coil, double D coil. It looks exactly the same as the Amphibio one. It's not quite. And there won't be any additional optional coils at launch. Now, that may be something that changes as time progresses, but they won't be at launch.
Okay. Real quick, are the headphones wireless or Bluetooth? And is the audio similar to previous Nocta macro ranges? That's a good question.
Absolutely. So headphones are 2.4 gigahertz wireless rather than Bluetooth, and there are a few reasons for that. It would be the Nocta Macro Green Edition headphones. So if you're a Cruiser Amphibio user, you may well have headphones that already work with Simplex. If not, there's two Simplex packages that are going to be available, one with the headphones, one without. Also in the box, you get a headphone adapter. Because all the connections are waterproof, you can't just plug headphones in. So there's a 6.25mm headphone jack included in there. But also because it uses the green wireless headphones, the Simplex will also tune into your pulse dive. So you can have that connectivity between pulse dive and Simplex.
Is the waterproof headphones the same for the Amphibio and the?
They are, yeah. So
nice.
Although the coils aren't transferable, you will find a lot of the ancillary items are. So waterproof headphones, same connector, charging leads. So all of that sort of thing certainly is. It's just the electronic parts, if you like. So coils, they're wired up differently. So
the battery pack will also should hook up to it from the external battery pack?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I don't know because I haven't got my unit yet, so I haven't had the opportunity to plug it in and test it. But in theory, yes, but I don't know what the battery is in the Simplex compared to Amphibio. Yeah.
Okay. Is it simple to use, 10-year-old? Scotty B wants to know.
I can use it, so if I can, then I think a 10-year-old should be able to. It's pretty straightforward. There's a whole set of preset programs in there, as well as your typical bits like sensitivity, discrimination, etc. But yeah, it's easy to navigate. It's the same as anything. It might take a couple of goes out just to remember where certain things are, but yeah, it's certainly not difficult to find your way around.
Here's a question. I'm going to guess we don't know. I've never heard this. What about if you got a pacemaker?
Good question. We haven't had an issue with that in the past. So the operating frequency, I can't see being an issue, and certainly the headphones, again, with Amphibio Cruiser, we haven't seen that being an issue. So, no, I can't see that being a problem.
Okay. Paul Smith, is it worth buying a Simplex because you might want to update by buying a more technical detector quickly? I think what he's asking, is he going to get a Simplex and 3 months later he's going to want to update to something else that goes deeper or something? Deeper.
As a dealer, hopefully. But
right.
Yeah, but no, the initial tests that I've seen from Simplex is that it performs exceptionally well. Not just for the price point, but just performs exceptionally well. As good as a Cruiser Amphibio, no, but you'd expect that because of the price point. So at that sort of level, I think it's going to compete very, very well with what else is around it. So yeah, I mean, I would hope that if you buy a Simplex and get into the hobby, then of course you may well consider an upgrade at some point for extra depth, features, and various other bits, multi-frequency, for example. But no, really, really good starting point. Okay.
Scott Dubay is joking here, but I think that we can lead that into a question I have. He's almost 6'3". I stood next to Pete and had to look up at him. How tall is he? Is this something? What about? I'm 6'3". Are we going to be able to swing this comfortably?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm 6'5", and personally, I've never ever had a problem swinging any detector as it comes out of the box. So there's a couple of manufacturers that do. So Deus, for example, do an extended middle stem, which personally I've never had an issue with. But yeah, Simplex, when I've used it, absolutely fine.
Ooh, Kim said you were wearing heels.
It must have been a Saturday they saw me.
Oh, that's funny. So that's good to know. Any other questions, guys? And we'll move on. I think that answered all of my questions. Well, how many programs does it have?
Okay, so preset into the unit, you've got an all-metal mode. That's quite on topic, isn't it? An all-metal mode, and then field, park, and beach. So you may recognise those possibly. But they're the four general detecting kind of circumstances that you may come across. So really simple, just to pop it in one of the four preset programs, depending on what you're doing and where you're detecting, and away you go.
Is there any modifications you can do?
As in kind of fine-tuning, that sort of thing?
Yes.
Yeah, so really the whole point of this part of the market is not to overcomplicate it. I think if that's what you're into, doing the real fine tuning every time you walk onto a field, then that's where your next step up comes in. So at this sort of price point, you're going to see your standard sort of stuff. So like I say, it's got a frequency shift. You're going to see sensitivity, discrimination. You'll be able to notch part of the discrimination out. So that sort of day-to-day stuff, certainly. It's got iron volume built into it as well. So those kind of standard sort of things that really you'd want from a machine, yes. But anything more than that is your next step up.
Okay. Luke's got a couple questions.
Yep.
Oh, got that. Oh, when's the release day for the Simplex? Do we know?
Okay, so it's quite vague at the minute because there's a lot of factors that can affect it, but we are hoping towards the end of August, beginning of September, when stock will physically land in the UK. So we're being vague because there's some things that are outside of our control, like couriers and customs in particular, who can take a shine to certain pallets and take a little bit of a look that can delay things. But that's kind of the ballpark that we're looking at the minute, and we're not looking at there being huge variations to that. So certainly from a factory point of view, that's pretty much on schedule. So it's just the kind of things that are out of our control that may change things slightly. But yeah, we would hope by the time Detectable comes around, there'll be people that have already got the units in their hands. What we would aim for.
Are you doing pre-orders?
Absolutely. So you can go on to lpmetaldetecting.com, click on the Simplex item, which will, as been pointed out to me by someone today, it will show that it's out of stock because in theory it is, but there is a link on there where you can just go and put your details and pre-order it, and there's no financial commitment to that at all. So if you pre-order one, we send you a payment link 2 days before the stock arrives and you choose not to pay it, that's fine. It's not a problem. There'll be plenty of people that want the unit. So no financial commitment.
Great.
If you think you might want one, get your name down.
There you go. Get your name in there. I would suggest that. That's nice. That I'm surprised you're doing it like that. I'm sure that'll work out because, like you said, if somebody doesn't want it, somebody else will. So
well, exactly. I mean, there's some machines where that may not be the case, but I've obviously had an opportunity to know a bit about the machine, and I'm confident that if someone puts their name down for one of these units, it ticks so many boxes, we will not have a problem selling it to someone else. So it's all good.
Graham said, with the majority of detectors being imported, do you think Brexit will cause you any problems? I know that's a little off subject, but...
No, will it cause us problems? It is causing us problems already in terms of currency fluctuations from one day to the next. So setting the price of Simplex in the UK was actually a real challenge for us because the value of sterling has been dropping quite considerably, certainly since Brexit was announced way back when. But certainly in the last couple of weeks, we've seen big variations. So will it affect us? Not so much. Will it affect the end user? Flipping heck, yes, it will, because if the exchange rate was still at 1.5 rather than 1.2, the price point of this Simplex would be around about £40 cheaper than what it is. When Brexit comes around, we don't see any issues, certainly with Nocta Macro, because they're based in Turkey. They're already outside of the EU, so we already do all the customs work for those shipments anyway. So for Nocta Macro, we don't see any problems. A couple of the other manufacturers, it may change things slightly, but for NocMac, they're already outside the EU, so it's fine. So anyone that voted Brexit, it's your fault.
What's the weight of the Simplex?
1.3 kilos.
0.3 kilos.
Which I think is just less than £3 in American. I'm just having a quick look at it. 2.9 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Let me see what else. I know I just missed something. I'm not asking that, Kimmy. That's just wrong. Scott Dubay asked a great question. Will there be any tester videos or reviews coming out prior to release?
Probably not. And the only reason I say probably not, and it is probably that there may be, but we're working to a really tight schedule. And the only units that are going to be kicking around prior to launch would be pre-production. So we think that the pre-production one is going to be what it comes out as eventually. But there's always a danger when you start testing pre-production units. There might be a slight software change when it's actually launched. And I'd rather it just be right. So I'd like to think on the day that we officially have these units in people's hands would be the same day we can launch some proper test videos just showing what it is. That's what we're working towards. But again, it's all subject to how quick we can get stock in, really.
Mm-hmm. Aaron, South Coast Detecting wants to know, do we know how well the Simplex will perform around saltwater beaches? Boy, that was tough to get out for some reason.
Honestly, no, because saltwater, as we all know, is a really tough environment for a metal detector to perform in a stable way. So I'm always hesitant to say, although there's certainly features in the Simplex which should make it cope well with saltwater, I always err on the side of caution because, again, every beach is different, as Aaron would know because he does a lot of beach detecting, that you can almost be on one beach, but really it's 5 different environments. Black sand can have an effect. So in theory, yes, it should be absolutely fine. Do I want to confirm that? No, not really, until I have the opportunity to test it.
Kim says she thinks it's going to be a big hit, especially at the price. I agree. I think it's it should take over the entry level detectors, I believe. Personally, we'll see. I think it has a lot of features that we've never seen before at this price point. And I think it's definitely poised to take over the entry level. But time will tell, and it's got to work. But I have nothing but faith in Nocta Macro for that. So exciting times. Does it have ground balance and manual ground balance?
Okay, so this has been something that has been ummed and ahed about over the last month or so. So obviously the testers at the factory have obviously been testing this quite hard over the last year, and they've had a unit with manual ground balance and without it. I think when it comes to the final build, it's not going to have manual ground balance, and there are a couple of reasons for that. But it will have an automatic ground balance that is more familiar at that price point. And like I say, there are two reasons for that. We're obviously detectorists. We know ground balance. What we need at this sort of price point is a machine that someone could, in theory, buy off a shelf, unpack and use. Ground balance can be one of those things that could possibly overcomplicate it. But again, that's where your higher price point of machines come in. So the next step up, when you're talking like Garrett 80 Pro, Oryx, Cruiser, Amphibio, that's the sort of machine I would expect to have a manual ground balance. At this sort of price point, not so much. So we know that a bit nearer to launch, but I expect it to have an automatic ground balance.
Yeah. And at that price point, I would be surprised if it had manual ground balance. The only reason I would think it might is for the saltwater beaches. But, if they tested it on several saltwater beaches and they came within a range, hey, it's working good in all these, I think for somebody starting at this level, you could almost get into trouble with manual ground balance. So
yeah, it's one of those, just finding the mix between having a machine that anyone, and we do mean anyone, children, adults, whoever it may be, can use, and obviously getting the best performance out of it. There are commercial factors as well, just to be really, really honest with people. A detecting manufacturer and a detecting dealer cannot pay their bills by selling £300 machines solely. So if you start making a £300 machine, everything that anyone could ever want, then you'll quickly see manufacturers and dealers going out of business. And that's just being brutally honest with people, which I always am. There's a few reasons, but I don't expect it to have manual ground balance.
Well, we'll see if there's any more questions, and we'll go ahead. I've kind of got a question. I'm going to speak honestly here, and hopefully that's okay. When I heard about the ORX, I didn't have real high expectations. To me, it sounded like a dummy down Deus. It has been a big hit. I haven't used one. Everybody I've spoke to loves it. What do you think about it, and how's it doing over there?
Great machine, selling extremely well.
Good.
In a nutshell. Where Oryx really hits the point is, so in the XP lineup, we've obviously got Deus, and part of that being Deus Lite, so you lose your visual display in the remote by buying a Deus Lite. So now we've got the Oryx that's kind of sitting at a Deus Lite price point. So if you're one of these people that doesn't walk onto a field and spend the first 5 minutes doing all those fine tweaks to get the best performance from your machine, and a lot of people don't do that. So you just put it in a preset program. You might change your sensitivity. You might change the frequency. They're the people that are really going to benefit from the Oryx. So you get your visual display, which on the Oryx I actually love. And I know Graham Stokes, and I think I saw someone else in the chat as well. Yeah, Kevin's in there as well. They both use Oryx, and they can vouch for this, that when you swing over a target, the visual display lights up with a really large target ID, and I love that. So there's some really nice features of the Oryx, and at the price point, it really is hitting a point where it's proving super popular with people, and it performs damn well. Because essentially it is Deus performance, but at kind of half the price.
Yeah,
if you don't want to do all those fine tweaks.
I am hearing such good things about it. I've got a few friends that I trust their opinion who are using it and just love it. And, I've got one friend using it, and he said, it's great performance. Don't get me wrong, but he said, I probably choose it because of how light it is. He said, man, is this thing light? But not that that's the reason he picks it, but that is a huge selling point to him. He said, he's out beating the detector up in the corn stalks and stuff, and that wears you down after a while. And he said, Mike, it's like I'm swinging my arm. I forget I've got a detector attached to my arm, and he's really doing good with it, and he's really, really happy with it. And that's somebody I trust. But I kind of, I'll be honest, I didn't see it doing real good. But it is, I know here in the United States, everybody that's got one seems to really like it, really like their performance, the weight. It's a lot bigger hit than I thought it would be, and good.
Yeah, and I'd agree with all of that. I mean, it is as light as you can make a machine. You really can't make it any lighter. That stem is just literally as light as you can make it. Short of swinging a coil on a piece of string, that's about it. I've just realised I've got to behave now because Dilek's in the chat.
Yeah, let's get back to it. Come on, we can't be talking about the Oryx. We got to stop. I brought it up. That's okay.
There you go.
But, I was just, it kind of surprised me, and that kept coming up in chat tonight, so I wanted to address that. It's great to see Dilek here. Do we have anything else that we have questions about the Simplex? You answered many questions. Great job. Let's ask Dilek real quick. Dilek, we're getting one question that Pete couldn't answer. He wasn't sure. Is the ground balance fixed, or is it going to be adjustable?
And Dilek will remember a conversation that we had about ground balance. So let's see what she says. I think she's going to come back and say it's automatic.
Yep.
And this is where we find out how much she values my opinion.
And then, you know what? Let's go ahead and ask a second question. Dilek, I would love to have her come on if she would be willing. I don't want to put her on the spot, but we're going to put you on the spot, Dilek. Can we call you in? We have somebody who has a pacemaker that's asking if there's any dangers to that, and I know that's probably a tough one even for you, I would guess.
Okay. Dilek's answered yes.
You know what? I'm going to take that as call me in. That's what I'm going to do, so I'm going to call her in.
Okay.
Oh, if I can find her. Oh, why don't I have her?
Do you want to take a small break for a few minutes, Mike? And we'll see if we can get Dilek in.
You know what? I think I just got her. Let me see. Let's try adding you. I'm going to try adding you right now, Dilek. And we will see if we got her. Scotty B said we're all waiting.
The anticipation if technology works.
Hello.
We got her. All right.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Good evening.
Hi, Dilek.
Hi. Good evening.
So
just put my daughter to sleep, and I knew Pete was going to be on some podcast, so I said it has to be this one. So I said, let me check, and I was right, because you never answered me. I asked you which podcast, and you never answered me, so I figured it was this one. Maybe he didn't want to tell me. Maybe he wanted to say something about Simplex that he didn't want me to hear.
Hey, Dilek, now that we have you on, the first question is, what's it like dealing with Pete all the time? Is he a pain in the butt?
Ask that one.
Is he a pain in the butt?
You know what? Actually, you know what? You should ask him that question. How is it?
I did, and he said you're lovely. He talks to you on a regular basis, and you're amazing and awesome, and he has so much respect for you.
But listen to Mike. Listen to this. There are days that I don't bother him, but there are certain days that I would like message him or call him on WhatsApp. I don't know how many times.
It's like a regular thing. Everyone in the office can hear my WhatsApp call in, and they all know it's going to be Dilek, without a doubt.
That's pretty awesome, though. Pretty awesome.
So, you want me to answer the questions quickly?
Yes, please.
Well, I didn't hear the other question, but the first question was about the ground balancing.
Yes.
Okay, so originally, maybe Pete doesn't even know this yet, but originally the simplex was supposed to have auto. Well, when I say auto, some people like misunderstand, and it's not really like a fixed, like a ground balance. Well, originally it wasn't supposed to have any ground balancing, which means anybody like could turn it on and just go, which is still the case, but with a difference. When we told many people that it's just going to have like tracking and people are not going to like ground balance the detector at all, some people didn't like it. And they said, can we please have the option, at least to ground balance it if we want to? And we thought about it, and at the end, we decided to add the ground balance function in there in the settings. But this is how it's going to go. For the all-metal, field, and the park modes, you can still turn it on and go, with the tracking on. It's going to, the default setting will be the tracking on. So you don't really have to ground balance it. It's still the same. But if you want to, then you can go to the settings and turn the ground balance function on and ground balance it yourself, meaning, like just pump the coil, like an automatic ground balance. Only in the beach mode, we will have people ground balance it. It's not going to have the tracking on the beach mode. So that's the final version of it, unless they're changing something as we're speaking, my engineers, but I doubt it.
Dilek, are you trying to put everybody else out of business? I mean, how are you offering all this at this price range? Are you making enemies?
Well, maybe we are. Well, of course, that's not the goal. I mean, I've said this so many times, and I'm going to repeat it. Guys, we're not, we respect competition, okay? And everybody knows who my competitors are. But the truth is, and I'm going to be that was a very direct question, so I'm going to answer it as honestly as I can. Do we really want to get our name out there? Absolutely. Because, in Europe, yes, our brand awareness has really increased for the past couple of years. But let's say in the USA, that's still not the case. It's still, it's still increasing. It's a lot, more than what it was, but it's still not up to the level where we want it to be. Mm-hmm. And by getting the simplex out there at this price point, we believe Nokta Macro products will be in the hands of many users who had never heard of Nokta Macro before. And that's a fact. And that's really the goal here, guys. We're not trying to put anybody out of business. But yes, we are being aggressive, and we want that market share. There's nothing to hide about this. And we have very good competitors. That's what it is all about. And another thing is, I think, why not, put a good waterproof product in the hands of people if we really can? Do you know what I'm saying? Yes. I'll be very honest with you. We're not really, we're barely making anything on this machine. Okay. But then again, if we can give a nice waterproof unit with a Nokta Micro brand on it, and people now can afford a waterproof unit, which before they couldn't, why not do it? You know what I'm trying to say.
Right. What you're trying to say, I believe, is you're not trying to put anybody out of business. You're just you're wanting to be number one.
Exactly.
Right.
That is the goal. That is the goal. It is the goal. I mean, like if you ask my competitors today, do you want to be the number one? Are they going to say no? Of course, they're going to say yes. Right. And everybody would say yes to this question. Absolutely.
But you're fighting hard for that. You're really pushing it, without a doubt. I make no bones about it. I say I think you guys are the most competitive manufacturer out there, and I stand behind that. You guys are just pumping out such great detectors and making some really innovative decisions and putting, when I'm talking to Pete here and I'm asking him about ground balance, it came up in the chat. Somebody asked that question, and I expected the answer to be no, not at this price point. This is something for the entry level. You don't, Pete said it. You don't give too much stuff at that price point, but here you guys did, and that's really amazing.
It's true, Mike. And but the reason why we put the ground balance in there, I'm going to be very honest with you. I mean, we could have held back on a lot of features on this product if we wanted to as a manufacturer. I mean, right? I mean, we could have done that. But the point here is not to give more and put everybody out of the business. The point here is we decided to have a waterproof unit at an affordable price. We months ago or a couple of years ago, I think I had said this, that in the future, we're never going to have another unit that's not going to be waterproof anymore. We made that statement, okay, some time ago. And we're trying to really stay behind this. So when we decided to come out with an entry level, like a price point unit, we said, okay, we promise people that we're never going to have a unit that's not waterproof anymore. And we said, okay, then the entry level that we're going to do has to be waterproof. And it was really challenging because, I mean, you don't understand. I mean, making a unit waterproof adds a lot of cost to the unit, as you can imagine.
Yes.
So that was the number one reason. We said, okay, we promised people, so we have to give it. And then we said, okay, we have the vibration. Shall we add it? Like we were debating because it's cost again. There's like a vibration more on it. But then we're like, okay, some people love this feature. How can we hold back when some deaf people are using our products and loving it, and that's a great feature for underwater? Okay, let's put that too. Let's put this. Let's put that, and we ended up with the simple.
It even has a light,
And then what happened was with the ground balancing, like when we were asking our distributors and dealers, okay, should we put a ground? They're like, no, it's an entry level product. Don't put it, right?
Dilek, I remember being in, where were we? It was in Germany, and me and Karen, who, for people that don't know, she's the distributor in Germany.
Correct.
Dilek asked us if it should have automatic ground balance, and both Karen and I both said no. As a dealer, no, we don't feel it should. But that's how much Dilek listens to her distributors, you see.
Right.
No, but let me correct that. But Dilek listens to a lot to the end users. That's the problem. So I was I was on forums, so I was talking to people. People were messaging me and asking me, and on some forums, this question came up again, ground balance. And I'm like, no, it's not going to have any ground balancing, They're like, yeah, but that's not good. And these guys are the more experienced guys. They're like, yeah, but we would really like to have this detector as a backup detector at least, but please put ground balance on it. And then we're like, okay, people want it, let's do it. So that's how we ended up with the ground balance in there too. So it comes from listening to the end users. So sometimes even the engineers or the management at my company gets pissed at me. They're like, enough of it. You and your demands, because every day I walk in there, I'm like, this is what they want. Yeah.
That is too funny. Yeah, that's I can't imagine this not taking over the entry level price. I mean, you guys, it's got so many things that we've never seen before at this price point. Waterproof, the big double D coil, the light, the vibration in the handle. It's light. It's I love the straight shaft design. Everything I've seen about it just looks amazing, and the being able to ground balance and everything. I mean, there's nothing in that entry level that's anywhere near that. Well,
like we say, the only thing that's entry level about this detector is its price.
Right. How much trouble are you in with Nocta Macro for adding all these features? Yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see.
Next time I go over there, we'll see where Dilek's office has been moved to.
You're right. So much for the window. Right. That's funny.
Yeah. So, any other questions about the Simplex? I have a question.
Yeah.
I don't read the comments right now, but I have a question. I'm very curious. Can the listeners tell me what they thought of the video, of the commercial video?
I loved it. I thought it was great. Pete and I discussed this, I believe, before you came on. We both really like it. We'll see what everybody says. Waiting. I think I've lost chat. Hold on.
I've got it here, Mike.
Okay.
So far, they're all chatting between themselves. Paul Smith says he can see the price going up after this show.
Right. We're going to raise the price. I don't know what happened. I've lost chat for some reason.
Well, there you go. Kevin Whitmore, the best video ad I've ever seen for a detector. Thumbs up.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Thank you. I cannot see the chat either. I don't know why. Anyway.
But Dilek, I mean, all the feedback I've had has been brilliant. People really loved it, which I think is great because I know the work that you've done behind the scenes to make that happen. So yeah, the feedback's been really good.
That's really good. That's good. That's good to hear. Because to be honest with you, I saw some negative comments on some Facebook groups and all of that, and I was just curious. But I just want to put this out there. Some people, like, by showing the competitors' products in that video, guys, we meant no disrespect to anybody, to my competition or to anybody who is using the competitors' products. It was just, I want to say this very honestly so people understand. This is business, right? So we're all in competition right now, and everybody knows my competitor is also in competition with the other brands. So everybody wants this like entry-level detector business. And this is the truth. So when a competitor makes a move, guys, if we're not part of that, if we don't respond, like if we just sit and watch, we would lose. And I just couldn't do that. So I had to also do something to respond to that. And that was the whole idea. But we tried to do it the most respectful way we could. We didn't mean to disrespect a competition or their products. We only stated some facts there, which I don't think anybody could really deny, that there is really no product right now out there with all these features. That's what we all try to say, and I hope the message got across, and I hope nobody got really offended because I saw some negative comments about this video, and I understand, but so I wanted to make that clear for everybody.
Yeah, and Dilek, I would say that I don't think people have taken it that way at all. I think it was really clear in the video that the person, the actor who was asking for a machine, set their stall out. This is what I want for this price point. And I exactly. think the salesman in the video was really honest and said, look, this is the choice. I don't think that's been disrespectful. I think that's just a case of being factual that at the minute, for what you want, this is your option. And it's a good option.
I agree completely. I think if you were offering the same thing all the other manufacturers were at the entry price level, it could be a dig at them. But when it's waterproof, double D, wireless headphones, I don't. I really, I'm very, I'm all about Nocta Macro and love what you guys are doing. So I really watched that video in a way that okay, I'm not in love with Nocta Macros. I need to, and I didn't think it, I didn't find it disrespectful or rude at all because, like the way the video was done, it was very truthful. I mean, that scenario is how it's going to be going for the dealers. Oh, you need something waterproof. This is what you need.
Very good.
It's.
I'm so glad to hear this. Seriously, yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, like 90%, maybe more, 95% of the feedback are great, and everybody thought the same way. But even if I like one or two or whatever, a few negative comments, I feel like I have to put it out there and explain myself and what was the whole thought behind it, and there was really no respect behind it. So, but that's good. That's good. You guys are looking at it from the same point of view, and the message got across. So I'm so happy to hear that.
Dealy, we've got a few more questions. Robert Hope asked, he doesn't know about your products. What's the service like if you have a problem?
What's the service?
In the UK, it's brilliant.
Yes.
Exactly. Well, Pete, LP, is our distributor and our service center in the UK. I guess we're talking about UK here, right? Or
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
If we're talking about the UK, so my distributor is also my service center, and in other countries I have service centers. So not many people have complained so far about Pete or his service, so I guess he's doing well.
You can forget the so far bit, thank you. It's never going to happen. Yeah, so just to answer, Robert, we are the technical service centre for the UK, so any warranty or out of warranty repairs, we take care of everything, irrelevant of where you bought it from. Even if you bought it outside of the UK, we can take care of all that for you, so it's not a problem.
Nice. Another question we had, little off topic. I'm not even sure who asked it. Chat's moving too fast, but somebody had asked, what's going on with the detector that was the simultaneous multi-frequency detector that was brought up at Detectivall last year?
It's in the works. I picked the name for it, but I cannot share it because if I share it and announce it, people may think that we're very close to launching it or something, which we're not at this point. Don't ask me when. I really don't have a launch date on that product. But based on the progress of my engineers, I think they're doing pretty well. Let me tell you this. This part I know they definitely got the working the frequency simultaneously part done. That's done. They're working on other stuff right now. And they're trying to actually add some cool features to the detector. And they're telling me maybe they can show me some kind of a working unit soon, but I don't know how soon that is. But it's in the progress, guys. I mean, when we said we're going to have one, we just said it's going to be our future product.
Yes.
So we never said when it was going to be released or launched, which we didn't know at that time. I still don't know today when. But I'm telling you, it's not years, okay? So, hopefully, I'm really hoping that they give me that detector sometime next year.
Scott said Dealik's hair is amazing. Back off, Scott. She's my crush. Back off.
Your husband's not listening to this in the background, is she, Dilek?
No.
Dilek?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's sick of all this detector talk.
Graham wants to know, will it be lighter than other products? I'm not sure. Graham, are we still talking about the Simplex? He says he uses the ORX as it's good and light. I know light is a big thing, a trend I'm seeing. And like I say, Dilek, I love the Amphibio is amazing, and it's literally one of the nicest. No, it's the nicest shaft I've ever had in a detector. I love how quick and easily it folds up. I love that it's sturdy as sturdy can be. It's brilliant. It's comfortable. But for somebody like me who's been swinging for over 20 years, it gets heavy to me after a while. I can swing it all day in nice grass, but when I get in tall grass or I'm beating on corn stalks, it really starts taking its toll. And I've been swinging long enough that weight is becoming an issue for me. Is that something in the future that is going to be worked on a little bit?
Well, are we talking about the Amphibia? If we're going to do anything about the Amphibia, I doubt.
No.
Okay.
I'm talking in the future detectors.
Well, Amphibia is not a very light machine, but it's very well balanced.
Perfectly balanced.
Yes, exactly. So you can really swing it for hours without an issue. But then again, Simplex, of course, is much lighter than the Amphibia for sure. Actually, it is, I think, the lightest detector that we're coming out with so far. It's 1 point. Well, if somebody is using an ORX, of course, there is really no detector out there as light. I mean, except for the kids detectors, maybe. I'm not counting those.
Right.
Except for kids detector, I think and I've got to give credit to those guys at XP. Nobody can come close to that. They're 900 grams or something like that, right? No, I mean, it's not that light, but then again, Simplex is 1.2 kilos. So it's
1.
pretty light. It's the lightest one that we're coming out with. And it's actually the most compact one that we're coming out with. It fully, the telescopic shaft retracts down to, how much was it? 25 inches, 63 centimeters, something like that. So it becomes pretty, nice compact when you, close it, when you retract it down.
Okay. I think I think from what I hear from the people I talk to, that seems to be the big move. I can remember even 10 years ago, weight didn't matter to me. But now that I'm having shoulder issues from swinging so many years, weight's becoming a factor. And you're right. The Amphibio is brilliant and so well balanced, but I can swing it all day, no issues. But where I have issues is I got into some grass that was taller, and where it just I probably went 2 hours, and I'm I just got to stop. My shoulder was shot. Where if you got something lighter, it seems to go through it a little bit better, a little less drag and stuff. It's one thing I think you guys could improve on, and not the quality of the shafts. The shafts are brilliant and so sturdy.
They're very high quality. They're really robust and everything. But you've got to understand, this is all about give and take. You know what I mean?
I know.
We could easily make a detector today less than a kilo, 900 grams, 800 grams, whatever. It's doable. But once you start adding, let's say the waterproofness to it. Now it's, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes,
it's not that easy. Make it waterproof, make it, high quality, make it have vibration, add this, add that, then it becomes a challenge. I mean, of course, one advantage that, the XP has that like there's really, it's wireless. The detector itself is wireless. So there are no cables there. So that even, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's even a factor. So it's all about, what you put in that detector. So making a very, very light waterproof detector is a challenge, but I think 1.2 kilo for fully submersible detector, up to 3 meters is really good, actually, if you think about it. I mean,
brilliant.
Once you hold it in your hand, you'll see it's a pretty light detector.
The Divi detector said the knock to impact is heavy, but a beast and well balanced. I agree. That detector is brilliant still. And it was, I was concerned with the weight of that, but it is so well balanced. Just like the Amphibio is no different. I'm getting old, okay, Delic? I'm getting old. It's getting hard to swing the heavier detectors. That's all.
But believe me, there's maybe I forgot the weight of the Amphibio. When I say it, people don't believe it, but it's probably at least half a kilo more than the Simplex. I think it's 1.7, something like that. I don't remember exactly right now, but it's not a light detector. Yes, it's balanced, but there's a big weight difference between the Simplex and the Amphibio, for example.
Yeah, the Amphibio is 1.7, so it's 400 grams heavier.
We've got how many tones with the Simplex?
3 tones.
3 tones, good, nice, perfect.
And it has iron audio. It has notch discrimination, It has the frequency shift to get rid of EMI, adjustable backlight. The keypad is also, has a backlight. There are actually many things in it that are not supposed to be, an entry-level detector.
I can't believe you have iron audio at that price point. I love the iron. That's one of the things, the Amphibio, the multi-cruiser, the Impact, that I fell in love with. The ability to run them wide open or real close to wide open and turn down that iron so I don't have to listen to it. Or at least not at full blast. I keep it at 1. I always keep them at 1, and I still hear it, but it's not in my ear driving me crazy. I love that. I can still hear what's going on in the ground. I know my sweep speed because I can hear the iron and know how fast I can sweep or what kind of ground I'm in, but I don't have to. That is a brilliant move.
Thank you.
I think so. So, everything's kind of off the rails, but in a good way. Pete, my wife has to go into work early.
Okay.
There was an issue at work, and we have about a half an hour, 45 minutes left.
Okay.
So I think we need to start calling people in, getting them on for 10 minutes or so, and then we'll move on.
That's fine. No worries. I know Aaron's had to duck out of the chat, so I don't know if he's no longer available, just so you know.
Okay. Delic, thank you so much for coming on. Let's do the U.S. show as well. And you have no idea. Love having you on anytime.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on. And Pete, I'm sorry that I, just jumped on your podcast.
That's fine. Whilst you're chatting away, I've had a can of Coke and a cigarette. So, no, it's fine. Carry on.
Cool. So thank you, everybody. I cannot see the chat right now, but whoever is out there, I love you guys. And, we'll talk again soon.
Catch you later.
Thank you, Delic. Thank you so much for letting us call you in.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. She's wonderful. I don't know if I got her out here yet. Hold on. I guess before I start talking about my crush, I should make sure she's gone. Huh? And she's not gone. Oh. Anyhow, okay, hold on. So, who do we want to call in? Who do we want?
Whoever you like, Mike. Whoever's first on your list. Or so, who have we got? We got Scott and Kimmy, and we've got Bernie.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'll get them both in. But until then, I got to do something real quick. Rodney Cook Rally. coming up the 7th and 8th of September. And also Archaeology and Metal Detecting Magazine will go to everybody who attends. Luke and Dave said thank you. Please tell them thank you from us. They have been a big part of getting it printed, along with Gary B. and Wyola and you, Pete, and Delic.
It's all good.
So let's let me get the Dubays in, or Scott. I'm not sure if I'm getting ready to call you guys. Get ready. Yeah, sorry about this. It's kind of went off the rails a little bit, but it's a great opportunity to talk to Delic.
Hi.
Hello. How you
Good
doing?
evening.
Yeah, good.
Good. Sorry, geez, things are kind of crazy around here. So what you up to?
Not a lot at the moment.
Not a lot at the moment, she says. Where's our Scott at?
He's here, of course.
Oh,
I'm sitting right here, Mike. How you doing? How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing good. I love hearing the British accent, but anytime we have you on, it's a little. I'll be honest with you, it's a little nice to not be the only one with the American accent. I'm gonna be honest with you. Do you ever miss the United States?
I do. I miss my family, Mike. Being from 25-mile square island with millions of people on.
Oh, I think we just lost somebody. Okay, I'm not sure what happened. Can you guys still hear me? I was somehow removed from the call.
Yeah, I can't wait for it to land.
There we are.
It's going to be a long month.
Somebody. It said somebody booted me from the call. I'm not sure what happened there. Let me see if I can get Bernie in now. How you guys liking those multi-cruisers?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Absolutely loving it, Mike. Absolutely loving it.
Hi, Bernie. I can hear you, Bernie. Hello.
Hi there.
Bernie, what? I'm sorry. What's? Oh, geez. What detector are you swinging? I didn't ask you that.
Oh, I swing the XP Deus, and
okay.
I did use the light for a while, but now I use the remote.
I gotcha. Nice.
Okay. Yeah, I have noticed a difference in swinging having the remote on it to not having the remote, but yeah, I enjoy the detector as it is.
So we have Bernie and we have the Dubays. Who are we missing tonight?
Yes. I don't know if he's got his Skype sorted out. I know he was struggling with technology every time I talk to him. So I don't know what it is with Pettican. I don't know what phone he uses, but it's obviously not the sort of phone that every normal person uses. Who knows?
That's too funny. So we're missing Pete Terrell.
No, I'm here, Mike.
No, Pete's
Oh, I'm sorry. We're missing Aaron Weedall.
Yeah, he's had to duck out.
Oh, well, that's not right.
He's camera shy.
So here's your chance. You guys are part of the team, correct? We're talking to the team. So here's your
part
chance.
Of the family. We call them part of our family, Mike.
That's right. Family.
So on air, let's be honest. What's Pete really like?
Oh, he's lovely.
There we go. See that we can just stop that there. Done.
Just leave it there. The show's over.
He's embarrassed.
No, that don't happen.
I think
it's an all right guy. I mean, he's totally involved in everything going on in the metal detector world right now. You know, he reaches out socially and gets involved in everything. He's all over it. It's great.
I think it's pretty awesome that, I mean, I'm here in the United States. I'm not over there, but I hear such great things about LP and Pete. So that should, that should certainly make you feel good. You must be doing something right, Pete, because I hear such good things about you guys.
Do you know what? It is great to get the feedback because it's not all me. The whole team works so damn hard every single day to do things in the right way, not always in the most profitable way, but the right way, because we are detectorists, and we always, and the same as my parents done before me, is we treat people like detectorists first and customers second. So we'd always do something that improves the person's detecting experience before. You get what I'm saying, Mike. We just try to do things the right way, and we just hope that's how it comes across. So yeah, it's great to get good feedback, obviously.
Good.
Mike, we just spent the whole weekend camping with Pete. They had a big rally, Mind Lab training rally.
We were in separate tents and / beds, I would like to point out.
Well, that's no fun. That's no fun.
It was a really good weekend, though. Yeah, it was a good weekend.
Oh, it was a lovely weekend.
Yeah.
The social was better than the detecting. I think I spent most of my time chatting to everybody on the field as well as everybody at the tent.
Oh, I had an incredible time detecting. Incredible. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You did,
Mike.
Scott.
Yeah. Ask Scott how he got on, Mike.
How'd you do? Uh-oh. Well, I hear a story.
I've been doing this for a long, long time. And being over here in the UK, people find a lot of Roman stuff, a lot of Roman coins, fibula brooches, this, that, and the other thing. I've been hunting for years. And last weekend, I came up with my first Roman coin. Absolutely excited about it.
That is awesome.
I was not crying in the field.
Crying, Mike, in the field.
Kimmy, you're so... I love you, but you're so mean. You're so mean to poor Scott. I love it, but you're kind of mean.
I think there was moisture coming out both ends, really.
Like someone has to.
Right? Somebody's got to keep him in line, huh? Graham, real quick, I want to say, Graham said, I just wanted to publicly thank Pete and LP for the more than generous donation to the dig he put on recently. Along with other prizes, he sent a detector, and with his help, we raised 1,318 pounds for homeless charity where I live. Good on both of you to do something positive with the hobby. That's incredible, Pete and Graham, for putting it on. That is awesome.
That was an incredible day. That was a great day. That was a really, really good day.
That's great.
I mean, just to touch on that, I think that's really one of the great things about the hobby, that there's so many digs throughout the year and other things, not just digs, where the hobby comes together to raise much needed funds for a lot of charities. And that was certainly one of them, which we always do our best to support. I would like to point out, not always, before I get loads of emails overnight tonight, but we always try as hard as we can to help where we can. And it shows the hobby in a really, really good light. So I'm more than happy with what Graham done over that day.
That is great.
It was awesome.
He did a great job running it as well. Graham did. Fantastic. Very smooth.
Mike wants to know, has Pete shipped products to the States?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll be really honest, we don't at the minute, because shipping to the States is an absolute nightmare. US Customs, I don't know, they take their job very seriously, shall we say. So yeah, it's a challenge to get product into the States, especially in the last year or so. Now, I don't know whether that's got anything to do with who might be living in a house that's painted white, but it's a real struggle to get stuff into the States. And no, we don't, but there's some great dealers out there. There's actually a guy, just to give him a bit of a plug, in the States who's recently taken on a few new brands. So he's stocking Nocta Macros, stocking XP. He's always stocked Minelab. I think he's got Garrett on board as well. And his name's Nathan up at Rhode Island Relics. You might have heard of the Pound the Ground rally coming up later this year,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's running that one up there. He's a really, really nice guy. So anyone in the States, definitely look him up. Couldn't say enough nice things about him.
Part of the United States is inundated with dealers. That's not the problem. And I know where this question, and good dealers, there's a lot of good dealers out there. The problem is we can't get C-Scope, we can't get Deep Tech, we can't get Rudis. Now,
Really?
yes. Now, Deep Tech, I did recently find out somebody carries them. So that is new, but like we can't get Rudis. We can't get C-Scope and stuff. We can get them from the UK, but the first thing that happens is when you talk about Rudis or something, people are like, well, what happens if it breaks here in the United States? That's a real shame that there's some, big names over here. There's, Golden Mask. You can get them here. I've called the company and emailed the company that carries them here. I'd never heard of them before, and I can't get a return email or a call. So we're really, that's where we don't have a lot of the companies that you guys have. And I think that's where that question's coming from, because Mike's here in the United States. He's actually part of Dirt Digest magazine with me. And I know he's been looking at the Vista X. And I don't know. I think there's one place we can get it here in the United States. I'm not sure if he's aware of that or why. Maybe, but I'm guessing that's where that question came from.
Yeah, well, I mean, just to take Deep Tech as an example, because we import Deep Tech into the UK. If you're ever stuck for anything like that, just give the guys at Deep Tech an email. So Rosie and Sylvie, fantastic people. They help you with anything, even if it's a case of just giving the distributor/dealer in the States a bit of a nudge and getting them to sort things. But their after sales is brilliant. So if you have a problem with that in a location, then just drop the guys over at Deep Tech an email and they'll help you out without a doubt.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep up with questions and stuff here.
Well, whilst you're doing that, so Kimmy, Scott, Bernie, when are you all out
Yes.
next?
When are we? Sorry?
When are you out next? When you next detecting?
I'm heading out on Sunday, so I'll be detecting Sunday, leaving really early in the morning. Chris is on a shift pattern, so obviously he's working until early hours. However, he's wanting to come out straight after working a 10 till 7 in the morning shift. So I know he loves it so much, and he said maybe I could just swing just for it's his last day where he's normally completely and utterly exhausted. But of course, maybe I can sleep in the car just for a little bit. That I can go. Anything to go out. But yeah, we should be there about. Well, I'm going to be there at about 7:30 anyway, and be out all day, really. It's nice weather, I think, on Sunday. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's Roman, but we hit Roman fields quite a lot around here. I don't think Scott's got Roman fields, does he?
We have.
You just, do you have Roman fields?
Yeah, gosh, yeah. We've got, I find a Roman on our last field.
I think the problem is Scott doesn't find them.
He just couldn't find them, yeah.
Pure Scott just doesn't find them, bless him.
He has to go on another dig to find them.
We held our first rally on one field, and I invited everybody to come over, and I watched all these Romans come up all around me on fields I've been on dozens of times before. Never found one. It was really discouraging.
Hey Scott, are you using headphones yet?
Yeah.
Did it make a difference?
Oh my God! Yeah, you had no idea. No
Good.
idea.
And it makes
Good.
my life so peaceful.
And his, I expect, Kimmy. Let's be fair.
Sorry?
And his as well, I expect. He can't hear anything other than the machine now.
Ouch.
I had done first.
This is like a family. You guys are tough on each other.
Well, I've also realised that this is probably the most international podcast that we've ever done. We've got Bernie from Zimbabwe, we've got Scott from the States, Kimmy from Northern Ireland, you are from the States.
Right.
There we go. Gone worldwide.
You should call it United LP.
Yeah.
United.
Yeah.
Tony K. Wood said, headphones used, finds Roman, obvious connection. Too funny, yeah. So, Scott, how are you been doing? And Kimmy been giving you a rough way to go, or?
No, we're having a really good week. We did that weekender, and I found what I found. And as soon as we came home, Kimmy didn't find anything all weekend long, you see. So as soon as we got,
burn.
I know, kind of a burn until we got back.
Shut up.
Until we got back, first hour out on one of our permissions pulls up a hammer. So my moment in the limelight is over.
I just think I'm cursed when I go on rallies. I really do, because I never ever find nothing. And the minute I come back home onto my own land, then I find.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's mad.
That's weird.
The curse. Keep going.
Is that because when you're at rallies, you're too busy picking on Scott in front of everybody? Is that it, Scott?
No. Scott leaves me and leaves me to my own. You know what I mean? So he disappears into the forest or disappears away with someone else, and I'm left on my own.
Too funny.
I have to say, I tend to, when I'm on the fields, I tend to go off on my own adventure. And Chris will grid the area out, and he'll go up and down. I'll just wander all over the field.
It's nice, isn't it, Bernie?
Yeah.
You girls get this feeling. You're like, oh, I feel something about that corner of the field, and you're off.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the method to my detecting is that I want to find out what's going on the field, and sometimes fields have different finds in different areas, so you kind of get a field. Like we've got a field, for example, where it's one big field, but one side is predominantly Georgian, and the other side we've got potential hoard that we still need to dig up at the end of this year, and that's medieval. So, but they're the same field, and we call it a his and her field. And Chris always said to me, "Don't go that side. I've done it. Don't go that side. I've done it." And he kept saying that to me. And now, of course, he's hit a hoard on the side. So, I mean, you have to wonder. You have to go around. And, of course, I don't listen. I switch off. I don't listen to him. And he said, every time you do that, you find something. So it works. It works.
You got to be in it to win.
It does.
Yeah.
Bernie,
I've just got to find out.
Chris is at work right now, so while he's not here to defend himself, who's the better detectorist, you or him?
Oh my goodness, he is brilliant. He is very good with them. He taught me how to detect, and he's very patient, and he knows so much about detectors and detecting, and he's very, very, very spot on with history, whereas I'm still obviously learning so much about it. I've learned quite a lot, and that's because of him. I can't say I'm better than him, or I'd say he's better than me, actually. I can't say that I'm better than him. But at one point, my finds rate did go up when I got the Deus. I changed from a Garrett, which is a brilliant machine, don't get me wrong. But I did find that I worked better with the Deus, and my finds rate went up quite a lot. However, his seemed to stay the same with the CTX. He's managed to figure out that the program that he was using was... It was obviously preventing him from finding certain things, so especially hammers. So since he sorted that out, obviously now the CTX is working fine. Having the Knox, his finds rates have gone up, and he's picked that up really quickly. So he's very good at what he does. He's very, very, very good.
Kimmy, that right there, that's how you support your man. That's how you're supposed to talk about your man right there.
Mike, you need to go and take a trip in the forest.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid.
If you asked us that question, like who's the better detectorist? Well, like Bernie just said, Chris taught her. Well, I taught Kimmy, and you see how that turned out.
Yeah.
You
know,
I'm better.
She blew me away.
I am inferior. I'm the one better detectorist.
I think the world of Kimmy, but I sit here in the United States and I joke about how mean she is to you and stuff, but in reality, I know someday I'm going to come over there and I'm a little bit scared of her, Scott. So when I come over, I need to know if I'm in good standing with her, if she's going to kick my butt.
Yeah, I'll still kick your butt. I'm a big softy. I am. I'm a big softy. I'm a hard exterior, but I'm a big jelly bean inside.
No, you're sweet and fun, and you crack me up, and Scott takes it really good, and you guys are a great couple and a lot of fun.
It's the banter. I mean, it's the banter that we enjoy.
Yeah. But in all reality, you've had... I don't think I've ever watched a YouTube video where I laughed so hard than some of the videos and his face when you find something good and you're yelling at him and stuff. I love those. Seriously, some of the best videos I've seen. The look on his face is like, I love her, but I want to murder her right now. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, you know it.
It's like I got the wrong answer in a game show. You just see the face,
Right. Real quick, hold on real quick, because we're getting way past it. Kevin Whitmore said, XPORX UK Detecting are well pleased with LP as our official dealer. Always a professional, personal service. That's great to hear. Guys, I'm probably missing some stuff, but it's hard to keep up here. Rob,
I've also noticed, Mike, that you need to be relieving your wife of childcare duties.
I do. She's something happened. There's some stuff going on, and she had to leave early. So, I do need to end this, and I apologize.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. So
we can.
I'll just give a quick shout out to. Obviously, we've got Scott and Kimmy from a new name, which I'm bound to get wrong, but is it Dirt Digging UK?
Dirt Diggers UK, yeah.
Oh, so close. So new YouTube name, Dirt Diggers UK, and obviously we've got Bernie, part of Bernie and Chris from the Discriminators.
Yeah.
So go and check both of those out on YouTube.
Yeah.
Immediately. And do the whole, what is it, like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment.
Yes.
Do all that
you can always
jazz.
go to the Leisure Promotions website and go to the section where it says Meet the Team, and you can go down the list and you just click on any one of the pictures. It takes you right to the channels.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Pete, I have a quick question. I'm sure some people are wondering, how do they become part of the LP family?
Blackmail.
To be honest, so
blackmail, she said.
In the past, people used to come to us and say, I've got this channel, can I have some free stuff? And we'll blast your name all over it. We've stopped, I was about to say stop replying to those. I do always reply, but we've stopped taking people on in that respect. So if I'm just browsing YouTube or Ashley's browsing YouTube and we spot a channel that we think, God, they're doing a really good job, then we would approach them. And that's purely because we get so many requests that we start feeling bad when we can't please everyone. So now it's just, we don't take people on that way. We look for the content and do it the other way around. Okay. We just think it works better that way.
I have to say, I'm flattered.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
And we're happy to be part of the team. We're happy to advertise
you.
It's
do you know what? It's a really nice group, family, team of people that we've got at the minute. I think we all complement each other really well and bring all different skills and content to the table. So it's all going well.
That's
fantastic. And thank you, Mike. Thank you for having us on your podcast.
Anytime. We would love to get you all back on.
Absolutely. Just let me know.
Oh, that would be great. And I don't know that I've had the Dubays on the UK show alone, have I?
No.
You want to get us alone, Mike?
Oh, Mike
Yeah,
again?
I do. Yeah, I do. Geez.
No, but we make plans to do that. That's absolutely fine. You know what I mean? That's great.
Yeah, let's make plans for that. We'll get a hold of Luke and I don't know. Things are kind of crazy sometimes. And I don't always think about things, but I don't think we've had you guys on the show. Like as just your, let's plan that. Let's plan that out.
We're just fillers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not nice, is it? You've just been our fillers. Geez,
I want to thank everybody that came to the podcast tonight and listened in. Really appreciate it. You know what I mean? We come every week as listeners, as it is anyway. So it's really great to be on the show again. Mike, thanks for having us.
We're going to get you guys on alone, not as fillers. And Bernie, talk to Chris and let's work something out where we get you two on.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Absolutely.
Oh, you guys will love it. You'll love a nice long hour with Mike Bernie. It's great.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to wrap it up. Pete, thank you again. You answered so many good questions on the Simplex and everything else, and keep doing what you're doing, buddy, because all I hear is great things about you.
It's good to hear. Appreciate it, Mike. And if I don't catch you before, I believe that you're going live at the Rodney Cook rally in September. Is that right? Or have I just broken some news to you?
Yeah, you just messed her. No, I don't. As far as I know, no, I'm not sure. Ask Luke. Luke will know.
Okay.
Luke
live from ArkMD.
While we're doing this, I should give a quick shout out. Luke is behind the scenes doing everything. Like I'm just the dummy who gets on the show and talk to you people, but Luke really is the backbone of this show, and I wish I could get him on, but he never will come on. But Luke, thank you so much if you're still listening tonight.
Yeah, definitely. No, I'd echo that. I know how much Luke does behind the scenes as well as holding down a full-time job. So
yeah, he's amazing. So, all right, good night, you guys, and looking forward to having you all on again.
Thank you for having us on.
Remember, the best is yet to come.
Yes, it is. We're going to get you guys alone.
Thanks, Pete, for the information. Really important.
Good night, Bernie. It was nice having you on.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Dreams, everybody. Night, John boy.
Good night, everybody. Oh, there you have it. That was funny. They're good. We'll get them both. Get Bernie and Chris on and the Dubays on by themselves. I don't know why we haven't done that, but on Facebook, North of the Tyne Detecting, Addicted to Bleeps, Metal Detecting UK Dirt Fishing, All Metal Mode Podcast UK, YouTube, Huntress Kimming. Well, nope. They changed it to, I'll have to get that from them. UK Dirt Fish? I don't know. Dirt Fishing. Well, I don't know. I've got too many things going on in my head. Addicted to Bleeps, Shilling King Metal Detecting UK, TC Detects, Grimm Bleepers, Aaron South Coast Detecting, and we want to thank Pete Terrell from LP Metal Detecting. If you're in the market for a new detector, man, these are the people to do it. LP Metal Detecting, Pete Terrell and his team. www.leisure-promotions.co.uk. Good night, everybody, and thank you so much for Thank you so much for tuning in.
The Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine acts as a hub for information, offering articles from archaeologists, detectorists and other specialists throughout the genre, featuring many links, event info and news articles associated to archaeology and metal detecting. We also offer professional review services and promotion for books, resources, videos, documentaries, gadgets, equipment and much, much more. The magazine is run by the archaeological and metal detecting community for the archaeological and metal detecting community. So come visit us at archmdmag.com, that's archmdmag.com, and check out information from our media section with all the latest content, news from the Archaeology Channel, podcast and the YouTube channels that feature the now legendary Digger Dawn, The Man with the Hat and Archeo Duck, just to name a few. If you would like to offer an article, link or inquire about other services, then pay us a visit at archmdmag.com and drop us a line.